Good morning. How are we doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. I just got back from a trip visiting my best friend from high school, which was exciting. I'm just not realizing I don't have any of my lights on. Need to fix that. How else am I going to be able to see in my workspace? Just going to set that one down there for now. So I'm back from that fun at the Renaissance Fair. It was her birthday, so we did what the birthday girl wanted, which is a Ren fair. My first time going to a Ren fair, which was so much fun. I definitely want to go again. And I'm trying to figure out / make plans to go again. So, I need to reset my sewing area for a new project. We're going to put the gift for the friend that I went to go visit. We're going to put that commission on hold because we did the fitting. I got all the markings done on the fitting that needed to be done. And now I have a tighter deadline on this next project. We found the fabric last week, which I was so happy for. It's a gorgeous fabric. So right now I'm going to be working on the pattern, getting that all cut out today, and getting my fabric space set up again for projects. I've got some organizing, obviously, that I need to do. I did some of the organizing yesterday. I got all of the sewing patterns that I had in the big boxes that I got when my store closed. That I had stored in those boxes that I got when my store closed. I got those all put away. They are nice and inside some bins. I'm working on rearranging some of the storage solutions in my bedroom so that I can better fit things and kind of have a little bit more compartmentalization of like projects, because this is my workspace. In essence, this is where I come to work. I do come to relax and work on relaxing projects, but it is work for me. And whereas like crochet and knit is more a hobby, so I think I'm going to try and get all of my yarn and my crochet stuff, all of that stuff, organized and put away in my room. So I have more space for the fabric. I need more space for the fabric. So yeah. Other updates, I'm still looking for gainful employment. I've been keeping up the momentum of applying for jobs, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I remember when I was just graduated from college, it was so incredibly stressful trying to find work and not having any. And I got pretty depressed in that whole season of life. So far I feel like I am keeping up the momentum and keeping up like my spirits high. We'll see. I'm going to try and give these little updates at the beginning of stream so that like once I get into work, if anybody misses anything or I forget to say something, got it all here. So yeah, that's basically where we're at right now. The plan is that next Sunday will be another gaming stream. We're going to be finishing up this season of Infinity Nikki. Hopefully we can get through some more like the last of the quests and get those all done. If I still have time for that before the update happens. Otherwise, it's gonna be pretty chill today. I gotta work on finalizing some like of my things on the pattern and getting that cut out. And then we'll get my sewing machine all set up and things. So yeah, thank you for joining my craft room. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Teru. Another thing that I forgot to mention. I brought it over here specifically so I could talk about it. So, 1 second. So, this is a water bottle Ita bag that I got from the artisan, Artisxan. They had a Kickstarter for this, and I thought it was the coolest concept. So it's a small enough bag that like you can just carry a water bottle in it. What? At least it feels like it. Yeah, it's hot. It's really warm. Yes, I absolutely love it. So what's really fun about this bag is like it fits like a full size, like this is a, how many ounces are you? 50 ounce, 1.5 liter water bottle. And then I've got some ibuprofen and some snacks and my sunglasses. And then it has like so many pockets. So yeah, they had their Kickstarter running. This is the pattern that I ended up getting. I'll take my little buttons out so that they're like easier to see. So I've got like all of my buttons that I got from the Riddles Tea Shop Ghibli boxes, as well as a pin that I bought from an independent artist. And their name is now spacing on me. Oh no. I've got a number of other Ghibli stuff that I've gotten from them too. And then this is a American Girl doll, my American Girl doll that I had as a child. Her name is Samantha. She is from 1904. And I found her in an antique store, the pin. So, and then I have some pins from when I worked at Joann's. So I've got like my gold scissors and a green sewing machine and a pin cushion. That's what I decided to put in my little Ita bag. I know like it's not like the traditional Ita bag, like repeating buttons, but like the point of an Ita bag, it's like it's supposed to be like a collection that's taken time to accumulate and like is meaningful, and I think this fits that part of it. So this is my first Ita bag, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with her. She fits a great size water bottle. She's super like lightweight. So yeah. Yeah, American Girl dolls. Yeah, we love American Girl doll. American Girl doll, honestly, is part of the... Is this? Yeah, okay. It's part of the reason why I like fell in love with like history. Okay, so basically what I'm working on right now is I'm working on the pattern that I'm going to be using to replicate a dress that a friend wants me to replicate for her. I've got a tighter time crunch on this requested sewing project from a friend than the other, so we're pausing the fun skirt. I did do the fittings and everything with her while I was visiting for her birthday. But now I need to focus on this one. We got the fabric last week, so it's time to get this done. Yeah. Now the question is, where did my paper scissors go? Yeah, the one that I did the fitting for this past weekend was the Owl House skirt. This one is not that. This one is a dress that she was wanting me to clone for a wedding. Because right now, like, she loves the dress. She loves how it fits. She loves everything about it, except it's white, and white is not appropriate to wear to a wedding when you're not the bride. So we're cloning it in a different color. So, no, the original dress that she got, my friend, she got it from a, like, I think she got it at a thrift store. It was either a thrift store or like an antique store, because she and I both love finding things at antique stores. It's a great dress. I think it's fantastic. I've done myself a favor, and I've already included seam allowance through most of this. There was parts where the paper was not wide enough for the bottom of the skirt, so I've made notes on what pieces I need to add when I cut things. But yeah, no, great skirt. It's fantastic, I think, or dress. It shouldn't be too difficult to clone. At least that's my hope. My hope is that it's not too difficult to clone. Need to time myself. I just need to. That's all right. It's okay to miss a stream. I appreciate you being here when you're able to. Oh, that's right. I forgot to pick up tape. Ooh. How unfortunate. I need tape for this. Because I need to add... I need to add stuff on these end bits. Ooh. Cameras are fun. That's an expensive hobby to get into. Okay, I need to do the same thing with this one too. Eek. Okay. I did not pick up. Did not pick up tape. That was a silly thing to do. Basically this week I'm doing all the prep work and then I need to get it all sewed up next week. Buying West German's design is not an option because of how expensive they are. So we both decided to get Warsaw Pact. Cameras are Ukrainian Socialist Republic and mine are East German. These cameras are often more rugged and are less like Western ones. His, for example, are just mass-produced copies of. It's affordable for us. It was a good idea to go Eastern. These cameras are actually built to last. Oh, that's cool. I know you said they're analog, so they're film, right? So are you going to learn how to, or do you already know how to develop your own film? Alessia? Is that how it's pronounced? Alessia? This is a famous brand. Ah, that's good. Oh, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I actually like watched a video not that long ago of someone reviewing a lot of the, specifically like talking about like American, like the well, reviewing the trend of Gen Alpha and Gen Z, like younger Gen Z, older Gen Alpha, getting into like digital cameras, and how there is such a big market for these. Really, I'm gonna be honest with you. The quality of the digital cameras that people are buying, like for like the whole like you know, mid 2000s, like early to mid 2000s, like digital camera aesthetic that they're going for, um, it's basically the same quality as like the $25 or $50 camera that I would have bought back when I was in elementary school. Heck, I probably like it's yeah, but they're now getting charged like $100 to $150. Like maybe you can find some that are about like $50, but like they're like, I remember in elementary school, middle school, like fourth or fifth grade, buying like a really like a small little pink like point and shoot digital camera, and it took the worst pictures. It was a crap camera. It like those cameras like broke like so much, but they were designed to be like not the best cameras, you know? And like for some reason now people are like trying to like emulate that, like for this nostalgia for a time that like they weren't alive. And I get it, 100% I do. But because like, you know, I like vintage things, and it's not necessarily like nostalgia for a time that I wasn't alive in this but it is like this appreciation for older things. They could just get digital cameras off of eBay that actually work, and like they'll still have like the vibey photos that they're going for, but it'll actually be worth the money. Personal opinion. I can't wait to go on a trip with my bestie and take nice pics. You guys are gonna have so much fun. Honestly, that's gonna be amazing. Yeah, so like camcorder trend, but also like not exactly. So like, how do I like the beginning of Facebook photos or like MySpace photos, the kind of photos that you'd see in um like a scrapbook, you know. I'm glad I'm going analog. It'll make nice physical photos. It's more real than digital stuff for me. It can't just get lost as easily as a computer file. Yeah, you know? Computer files do be going missing. They do be. Okay. Okay, so at the Ren Fair, there's a lot of like trinket trading, and my best friend had a bunch of like little duck figurines that she was trading, and she gave me some. So the first day I had something to trade because I didn't realize. This is my first time going to a Ren Fair. I didn't realize that trinket trading was such a big thing at Ren Fairs. I had no idea. So then, like, after the first day of the Ren Fair, we went to... Hello? Ha! Now, are you an actual pen or are you a stylus? Oh, no. What did I do? What did I do? Okay. What is happening here? Hello, little ant. I don't want you on my desk. Anyway, we went to a store and got some trinkets that I could then trade the next day. And one of the first people that I traded with the next day gave me this flower pen. And I nearly cried. Yeah, Ren Fairs are so much fun. So it was my first time going, and I loved it. It was so much fun. So we got this pen is just decorative, but that is okay. That pen doesn't work. Hello? Okay, that's going in the trash. We're just gonna go through my pens now. Does this pen work? Nope. Is there a pen that works? Clearly not. Hello? Is it just this notepad? Is this notepad cursed? Is that what this is? I'm actually kind of convinced sometimes that there's paper that just does not want to take ink. Because this pen was working fine yesterday. Okay. Yeah, it's working fine on this paper. Okay. Start over. Oh my goodness, it's the paper. Oh, the paper's stupid. Anyway. Got that. So I picked up some textbooks for helping me with Japanese. I wanted a workbook to practice writing because I'm having a hard time remembering the characters, and I think it's partially because I'm not like having the repetition of writing. So I got a writing practice book, and then I got a Japanese basics book, which also has like writing elements in it, so that I can, continue to practice writing while doing like the auditory lessons still on my phone. I just need something to help with the writing for memorization. So I got these books. We're trying to keep ourselves like constantly learning new skills. I know, like every pen that I wrote, I think there's like a glossy pens back, and we're gonna try them on this envelope. Okay, we're bringing the pens back. Okay, it works. It works there too. So we've got squibbles. We've got some squibbles. Okay, so now we're just gonna scribble. Okay, works there. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. I don't know. Sorry, second guess on whether anyone's address was shown there. I just wanted to make sure. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna need to iron those flat and then add. I'm gonna need to add dimensions on there. I'm gonna be right back. I need to grab some water for my iron because we're gonna set my iron up and then we'll get my sewing machine reset up, and yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm so excited to set this thing up. Ah. Okay. Just need to figure out how to fill it. That's fun. Oh, that's fun. Okay. All right. To be smart. This is partially why I always keep like a towel on hand. Hello, and get off of my desk. Thank you. is for cases like this. Okay, got that filled up to the max fill line. And we'll use the water that's spilled on the towel to clean up some of the chalk off my cutting mat. Maybe this will work. Who knows? Okay. Let that dry. Now I have to figure out how to best plug this in. I think we're just going to keep it plugged in like my other one, unless this is not a powerful enough outlet. Okay, I'm just gonna get this back in the cubby hole. Like that, and then I can have it plugged in here. That way I just don't forget to unplug it. Like it is yeah, I think that's I can take this off and set it. For the paper, I'm going to need it to be on the smallest amount of steam possible. And power on. Oh, that's exciting. Okay. All right. We're going to turn the power off. We're going to unplug it. That way we know the power is off. And I can live up there for when that's ready. Okay, we figured that out. That should be fine. And if I need to, I can bring the body down from there so that it can reach my ironing board when I set my ironing board up on the floor once I get this all figured out. Hello, Alexandria! Good morning! I think the brand is I believe Rowenta is a German brand. I believe so. They're I definitely know that I got like a crazy deal on it by getting it when my store was closing, because to get one like from Rowenta's website is incredibly expensive. Like it like doubles the price in shipping alone. How are you doing? That's relatable. Alexandria, that is so relatable. Oh, Alexandra, I have something to show you since you weren't here earlier. It is a water bottle eat a bag by Artisan. It was from their Kickstarter. I think they have another Kickstarter going for a different style of bag. But yeah. I think having devices that you have like to compartmentalize the things that you do for fun and the things that you do for work is honestly kind of healthy. Would be a good thing to do. It's my first Eat a Bag BTW. What is actually kind of funny is that my cousin and I ended up both kickstarting this the same thing, and we ended up picking the exact same Eat a Bag. She sent me a photo of hers and I was like, oh my gosh, you got yours? You got one. Wait. I also should be getting mine soon. And then I got home and I from my trip, like just before I was supposed to leave to go to the Ren Fair with my best friend from high school, and it was waiting in the mailbox. And I was so excited. And so like I put in like all the pins that I had like that I had collected from that I'm not like actively using, like on like hair accessories and stuff, from the Riddles Tea Shop Ghibli collection, their pins, and then like any other pins that I felt like fit. You had to stop yourself from purchasing more? So back on the topic of productive space / like fun space, I'm actually going to start separating out my crafting supplies. Not all of my crafting supplies will be in this corner anymore. I have to work on organizing my bedroom a bit more so that like things will fit better. But I'm planning on moving all of my yarn into my room, my bedroom, and just have this dedicated for sewing because I don't have enough space for everything. Obviously, like I can barely move to get like this done. So it's one of the things that I'm gonna try doing because like for me, yarn, crochet, knitting, that is all like something that I do purely for the hobby of it, for the fun of it, for the relaxation, for the stress relief, for like it's my little anxiety while waiting little like pastime. It's not something, and I'm saying the next sentence without any judgment at all. Not saying that I'm right for doing this, not saying I'm wrong, because everyone has their own like where they're comfortable with things and like the things that they want to do. I never want to monetize that particular craft. Sewing, I'm absolutely happy with monetizing. It's still relatively relaxing for me, but it's something that I am okay with monetizing and having that additional stressor on, like having a deadline to get a couple different projects done in. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm not okay with that for crochet. That's the one craft that I'm like, no, this is going to be purely hobby. So yeah, that's so I'm trying to now like compartmentalize like the stuff that's in my room is like my more like relaxation hobbies, my chill hobbies, and then the stuff that's in this crafting area is the things that I am like more okay with doing work. It's kind of what I think you've got going on. Your yarn is mostly in your Percy room and your sewing is in my See, we were flopped. See, like sewing is your relaxation thing and crochet is your I will monetize this. This I monetize. Yeah. Exactly, you get me. Okay. Those are all set up. Now I need to clear this stuff away. This is thread for the project for my friend. We ended up going a little bit closer into like actual Chicago, not just the suburbs of. I mean, it's technically a suburb, but you know, a different suburb. To get fabric, and this is the dress that we're going to be replicating. So it's very, very pretty dress. Yeah, it's easier for you to work on that. No, it absolutely makes sense. Yeah, I think I would monetize anything. I even worked security once, to the horror of my sisters. You know, I think when it comes down to it, when we have skills for things, like if it comes down to having bread on the table, sure, yeah, monetize everything. But I don't love that. And security's a hard job, yeah. Security seems like it. Seems stressful. Okay. I understand why they were worried about you. Getting to the point where I might need to make another poof. Don't know that we're exactly there yet, but we're getting pretty close. The thing I love about having the big scrap fabric poof is that if I do need like a small bit of scrap fabric for something, I literally just unzip it, ruffle around a little, find the piece that works, and then I am good to go. Nothing gets wasted. Made me promise never to do that kind of job again. I mean, I get it. empty out my fabric trash can. Sometimes some non-fabric trash ends up in this trash can. They are right next to each other, so ow, that's a pin. Where'd that pin go? I felt it. Found the culprit. It was a little needle from a plant. Sorry. Apparently, I need glasses. Going with the monetization thing, I saw a video where there were boyfriend of the day hiring services. That seems strange. I would do it if it paid well, I guess, but never, ever if I were a girl. It was in Japan, of course. Basically, he took her out on a date to go have food and take Instagram photos. Such a thing could only happen in Japan, I feel. They even had ranking. The most handsome guys were the most expensive. In the video, they all had that son-in-law look. Yeah, you know, I don't... I don't know that it is impossible for that to work outside of Japan, but it definitely makes sense as to why, like, culturally that, like, is a thing, because it's not just like boyfriend for a day. Like, you can rent a whole like, I mean, I remember there was a was it a Conan? Which late night talk show host did that? Where basically he rented a family when he went to visit Japan. And that is a service that, like, I mean, it's a service that is, like, publicized. I think that is like with the rankings and everything, where it's like it's a known phenomenon, right? Whereas, like, there are people, like, that do, like, hire people to be, you know, pretend to be relatives, to, like, do, like, it's not like the uncommon thing. But yeah, it definitely is, like, normalized to some degree. I'm not sure as to what degree, because I find with, like, with like videos like documenting things, like especially in another country that are not like the norm here in the West. There tends to be a bit of over sensationalism happening. Like it's just a little bit. But that being said, the culture around like hosts and like hosts in like in cafes and things like that is very different than it is here in the West. So like there is like that celebrity around it that we don't necessarily have here. And I think this is just like a slight bit of a continuation of that, where you are paying money for a relationship, for connection, in differing degrees. Like that's okay. Nope. Apologies. It's just me trying to figure out what all I can condense or move to be a little more not all over the place. I oscillate between no one would rent me Or my broke nature would make me the most charming guy ever because I would need the money and a good tip. Yeah. You know what? Who's to say how things would end up, right? Okay, so this is all random stuff. This was my attempt at a crochet collar or choker. It's looking more Shakespeare than I had intended, and I have never undone it, so it exists in the world. Okay, some of this I think just needs to go into the bag. I've been trying to like patchwork this all together. Every so often I just add onto this from all little scrap stuff. But this is taking up so much space and I haven't touched it in so long. This is all stuff that I used to make a dress. This is all like the leftover stuff. No, I'm not ready to give up yet. I can go over there. This is stuff that I used. I made. Okay, so far when I bought this fabric, I bought a lot of it actually. A lot more than I needed. I made a pair of overalls. I made a vest. And I still have like a good amount of the material left. It is a like faux corduroy knit. And it's comfy for the winter. I love it. I just don't know what else I'm gonna make out of it. I could make some cute shorts. Ooh, shorts would be cute. I could do that. Shorts would be cute. Okay. Sweetie, I have no idea. I don't not think someone would rent you. I just hope that you're never in a position where that is something that is something that you have to do. if like, because we're talking about like, you know, like if you were broke, you would do it. And that is coming from like a place of desperation, and and not necessarily like a place where you like in a position where you might end up getting like taken advantage of in some regards because of the vulnerability that like desperation provides. So like I hope that you're never in that position where in essence, I mean, like theoretically we all sell ourselves like in some degree. Like we're selling our skills, we're selling our, like if we're doing like physical labor, manual labor, like we're selling our physical strength. We sell our knowledge, we sell our expertise. Like those are all aspects of who we are. We sell our time, you know, for like monetary exchange, right? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I guarantee you that for somebody in existence, you would be the person like when if they saw like your photo in like the list of anyone that they could pick, if you they would hire you. Like that is not something that is outside of the realm of probability. Highly probable, you know? But yeah, there are some things where you just like you hope that you're not in the position where you're having to do it out of a place of desperation. And that's the main thing. Yeah. Yeah. Cause yeah, the last thing I would want is for you to get taken advantage of. Yep. I'm just now realizing how dehydrated I am. I need some water. It is actually incredibly warm right here because of the sun and all the lights I have on. Okay. So, looking at this manual, I really want to know what the buttons do. Okay. Oh, there's a spot that I can put the cord through. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Fill the tank with water up to the max indicator. Put tank back into the appliance. Then push it in until it locks in place. Plug in your steam generator. Press the on-off button on the control panel. The on-off button light remains flashing while the appliance is warming up. Okay. But what are the other buttons? Eco. When you press the Eco button, temperature and steam decrease. Ooh. Okay. So you can do some vertical steaming with this machine. Very exciting. It looks like this was imported through Mexico. Okay, there's some anti-calc. If you do not have the model with the removable stand that holds your iron above the sink, press the blinking anti-calc button for 3 seconds. The descaling operation is... Oh, okay. Awesome. That's cool. Okay, so right now I'm trying to get my things set up, but at the beginning of stream I was working on getting the beginning of the pattern for a dress for a friend of mine. She asked me, specifying that she was willing to pay me, she asked me to clone a dress that she already had. I will show the dress again. This dress, she wants me to clone it for a wedding that she needs to attend. We went shopping together last week and we got the fabric, and now I am doing all of my getting my new iron set up so that I don't destroy the fabric that we bought, and getting my sewing machine set up because I took it with me when I went to Kentucky, and what else? Yeah, I got the pattern all figured out. Mostly there's a couple of things that I need to change on it, and I'm trying to get everything else set up. But yeah, I am going to be cloning that dress. Okay, so to clean it, I need a soft sponge. Yeah, so actually there's 3 pieces, I believe. Or 2. So it is 2 panels with just side seams and then a slit up at the top. She doesn't want me to add pockets because she believes the pockets would just add too much bulk, and she is not wanting me to add pattern, which I'm okay with. Honestly, it makes my job so much easier. But yeah. That is what we're working on now. I'm actually really excited. The pink is really pretty. This is the thread that we picked up, and it is an exact color match. Yeah, we went in closer into Chicago, to closer into Chicago than I am currently. We went to Vogue Fabrics, and that was my first time in Vogue Fabrics, because normally like how I've done my fabric shopping is like before Joann's closed, Joann's, and then like getting stuff, like finding fabric at like antique stores and thrift stores, and like being gifted stuff. This is my first time in Vogue specifically, and I liked it. Honestly, as far as like apparel fabrics go, their prices were not that bad. Not really. Not for what we got. What we got ended up being like $4 a yard, which like was not bad. Not bad at all. I want to get into clothing as well. And I've thought about going to Spirit Halloween once they start opening. I don't want the ants. Go away. I didn't kill the ant. I just took it off and threw it away. And there aren't like a billion ants. Anyway, Halloween once they start opening and taking the terrible quality clothing apart and making them into better quality. Yes! No pockets is bullshit. I said never. Oh, like a baby pink. I love the blue leaning pinks. You get used to no pockets as a woman. None of clothing ever has pockets in them. Tragic, really. It is quite tragic. But to be fair, though, this dress will just lay better without pockets. So it's an unfortunate, necessary choice. Great news is that the friend that I did the fittings for this past weekend, she does want me to add pockets into her skirts. So we figured out the placement of those. And yeah. Yes. Okay. That's great to hear. My best friend and I are gonna start finding local fabric shops. So far, we found one kind of near us who seems to have comparable prices for fabrics. Good. Like, okay, so I'm not going to say that everything in there was like, the most affordable fabric on the planet. Like, they definitely had like quite a bit of range, the different styles of fabric. But like, for the most part, they weren't the world's worst pricing on fabric. So I'm happy. I'm not unhappy. It's a good resource to have. Like I kept telling people, like when they kept coming in when the store was closing, my store was closing, like, where are we going to get affordable fabrics? I was like, well, like closer into downtown, you've got like Vogue Fabrics, you've got the discount textile outlet. You've got like there's a couple of other like fashion fabric stores like in Chicago. Like we are incredibly lucky in the Chicagoland area. Like, yeah, sure, instead of like a quick run, it ends up being like more of a day trip. And the selection is maybe, not as big as you'd find online, right? But you have options. We are very lucky that we've got, especially for apparel, that we have options. Like even when we were in Vogue Fabrics, my friend and I, we like there was another woman there that was like, where, like there used to be so, like that was talking to the sales associate. I was like, there used to be so many more fabric stores. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, where, like, is there anywhere else nearby that's like you? I'm like, okay, you are asking this establishment for recommendations for competitors. 1. Two, I mean, the only thing they're really going to tell you is quilting stores. Because, the majority of fabric stores in this area are quilting related. And quilting stores tend to be pretty expensive for quilting cotton. They do tend to be. And that, in part, is because they have so much higher, like, they do not have as much of, like, leeway from the price that they pay. Because they're not Like a small local fabric store is not able to have the same purchasing negotiating power that like a big retailer would. Like Joann's had, or like Michael's does, or Hobby Lobby. Like they're not making orders large enough that are gonna justify people giving them discounts on, the amount, like the wholesale pricing, right? So they end up having to pay more for the fabric that they're getting. And then they still have to pay rent. They still have to pay employees. They still have to, make a living. So then they have to price it a bit higher than, like, I understand why. Like, it is frustrating though. I think at the end of the day, having a longer journey for a fabric run will be beneficial for most people's wallets. No longer will be impulsively picking up fabric. Yeah, exactly. Like there are so many people that would like feel like, oh, but that's like so far away. I'm like, listen, this is incredibly close compared to some areas of the country. Like I know some people that live here have almost never lived anywhere else. Or like they went away to college and then they moved back here and they're like they have been here for forever, and like they're not like, or they're just so used to like suburban life that like that they're so used to this like everything being so close and everything being so easy that like the idea of having to travel for more than an hour for something is crazy. And I get it. Like an hour is a long time. Like that's a 2 hour, like it ends up being like a 2 hour round trip. But like depending on where you live, like that's not non-negotiable. Like you end up having to travel like an hour for something. And for some people that's absolutely not feasible. Which is why there was and still is a rise in the popularity of buying things online. And the whole other host of like, things that come with that. The little struggles. Like I think Mood Fabric has like a program where like you earn points towards free samples or like discounted samples. So like for however much you buy, like you get a discount, or like you like earn points to like a max number of free samples per order. I read that somewhere. Which if I were in the business of like doing like prom dresses more, or like making like custom cosplays, definitely would be like more custom cosplays for other people than the one that I'm currently working on. That might be something that I would like look into, but it's the landscape is definitely changing. It's definitely different. I basically had to travel an hour anytime I needed fabric in general before everything closed because of traffic. Yeah. I think especially with like how much our society has leaned on convenience, we've lost sight of like patience, or our ability to have like perspective on some things. I think that there is, and also from like the convenience thing, like the way that like our roads are structured, the way that our like towns are structured is not necessarily the most conducive to, life. So yeah, we have like these like inconveniences of having to travel like an hour to do something, an hour to get craft supplies, and out like yeah, I think that everyone needs to become a little bit better at planning out projects, less impulsive, more like mindful. And this is like talking to myself too. Like based off of a lot of the fabric that I have behind me, it is the impulse purchases of not just myself, but like other people that like impulsively bought like a lot more than they needed to. And I got gifted their extras, which I'm very grateful for. You know, like that's my Roman Empire, the fact that we don't have public transportation. We don't have efficient public transportation. And the fact that like where we do have like some semblance of like functional public transportation, it is not given like the priority that it deserves or needs in order to actually like be functional or to expand is incredibly upsetting. Yeah. I love public transit. Ooh, we've got the French directions. I've gotten through the English ones. Okay. I feel somewhat confident that I will not destroy something. I do need to consult the photo of the tag from the fabric to know what temperature I need to set that on when it comes to ironing that fabric. The washing instructions, I already washed the fabric. It is like laying off camera for drying. The washing instructions were hand wash, dry clean. Wait, no, it was dry clean or hand wash in cold water and line dry. And I was like, great. I don't have time to give this to a dry cleaner, so we're gonna do the wash in cold water, line dry, and then I'm gonna need to make a cute little tag, like care instruction tag for my friend. Yeah, we love little walkable, like we love walkable communities. We do. You know what's interesting? There is like this setup of like the style of mall that I've noticed that has become more and more popular. Previously, I used to think that the style of mall really only existed in like the South, um, for some reason, or like you know, like a place where like the weather is like nice most of the year, but it is like the outdoor mall where like you know the normal stores that you would see in a shopping mall are on you know this little tiny like area that you would think that is made to mimic like a downtown walking area where I used to be like what I was used to was like you know the big indoor malls. You know, I mean I grew up in Minnesota, the Mall of America, big indoor mall, that was my mall. And you know like that's like the walkable thing. But here there are quite a few. I mean we still get snow in the winter. Walking around those malls in the winter is not for the faint of heart. But we have quite a few of like the nice malls, like the nice malls, like the malls that like in my mind I'm like this is the mall with like the like great restaurants, the good stores, like the like chef's kiss, you know, like the good movie theater. Like this is that those kind of malls. It's like an outdoor walkable, like you're outdoors. Like when you're not in a store, you're in the elements fully. No roof above your head. If it's raining, you're getting rained on. If it's snowing, you're getting snowed on. If it's freezing cold and windy, that chill is going to your bones, so you better be wearing a coat. And like I do like these mall setups because they do feel more like, you know, a walkable downtown area. Some of them have like green space up on like the top floor of the mall because they are like this the one in particular in my mind is double floored. So there's green space up on the top floor, top level. And, you know, like a little park. But you do have to drive to it. So it's not like, you know, like a complete walkable community, but it is like the imagination, like an architect's vision of like what a walkable community would be if like you had like then apartment buildings around it. I don't know how to pronounce that city name. Too many consonants in a row. No, it's fine. I will figure it out. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up on Google how to pronounce that, and then I'll get it. Once I hear it, I'll be fine. City, it's great. You can check the metro and the underground metro lines too. Karlsruhe? Dropped all my stickers. Karlsruhe. Tongue twister. Karlsruhe. It's a king called Karl, and Rue means rest. Oh, Karl's rest. That's cool. Karlsruhe. I swear that that feels wrong in my ears, but Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe. Yeah, so okay, so part of my other plan on how to get this place workable is to move more of my yarn, well, all of my yarn, into my room. I'm gonna have to make this space be unorganized, unusable, in order to get at all of my yarn because it's buried down at the bottom. That's almost like you say it. Oh, thanks. Karlsruhe. But yeah, no. So it's where were we before I got uprooted by my inability to properly pronounce words sometimes? Oh, that reminds me. There was like a few weeks ago when someone came into stream and told me that my accent sounded posh, which I'm gonna just be honest right here, right now. The idea of my accent sounding posh confounds me greatly. Because to me, I just constantly sound like my accent is fluctuating between like Midwest, New England, and Southern, and then whatever Disney Channel Valley Girl accent I adopted from the television that I watched as a kid. How does one pronounce words? Who knows? Because like when you who knows? But yeah, no. So public transportation, sewing, right? Okay. In the last like few minutes, your accent is very like understandable to my ears, like it's digestible. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. Could be worse. Could be worse. Digestible. I think there is like something to be said for like regional accents and the ways that our ears kind of get tuned to them. Like there are some times where my partner will pronounce words and he'll say words the way that, like, you know, his family has always said them. And I'm like, hold up, wait. I just need to make sure that the word you're saying is the word I'm hearing. So I'll repeat it back in the way that I always say it. I'll be like, I just need to make sure that the word you're saying is the word I'm hearing. And that I just need to make sure. And it's just interesting how regionally like words end up getting pronounced so incredibly different. And it's not necessarily that they're wrong. It's just the way that the regional accent pronounces something. But it is interesting. It is interesting. Similarly to how it is interesting how in different regions of the United States, access to fabric looks very, very different. So we're, again, incredibly lucky here in Chicago that we have some fabric stores closer into downtown. And while that does leave the suburbs being mostly small fabric stores, like quilting cotton stores, we do have options besides the ordering online. Granted, ordering online does have the largest catalog of things available. There are options. And I think that if with things going the way that they're going, for us all to have some semblance of sanity, and maintain our levels of joy in face of adversity, we're gonna have to get a lot more resourceful and savvy with things, which I think there are plenty of people who are willing to put in that effort to unlearn our tendencies towards what's the word I'm looking for? Our tendencies towards convenience and the exploration of what can happen when we utilize what is at our disposal around us, how resourceful we can be, like what we're able to create. Not easy, but I think it's possible. I think we have it in us. I do. So, we are coming up on the end of my time that I have available today. I gotta go eat. I haven't eaten yet today. I am actually so hungry. My brain is kind of like, literally all I've had today is part of this can of pineapple juice, which is not good. I need to go eat something. I have some tofu left over from tacos yesterday. So I think I'm probably going to make up a taco for lunch with the leftover tofu. I'm very excited about that. So we need to protect our joy despite gestures to the state of everything at this moment in history. Yes, exactly. Protecting our joy and having that as like a source of power is so incredibly important. I am still working on getting some videos edited from my trip to visit family and the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and I've got some footage to add into the little travel vlog thing from my time with my friend at the Renaissance Fair. So I'm working on editing those. I'm working on making some background music because that is something that I've been teaching myself on how to do. And I'm also like working on teaching myself Japanese. So I've got some books to do, book work to do too. I'm still applying for jobs, so wish me luck in that regard. I've been basically applying for like 6 or 7 jobs every single day. Um starting to do a variety of different application methods. So, fingers crossed your girl gets employed soon. Cause, gosh, yeah, I'm trying to not lose momentum. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for being here, Teruism. Thank you to, Alexandra, aka Lil Root Root. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that we got to have a good chat. For those that are watching, because I do see the number 5 here, which is my favorite number. Thank you all for being here, whether you're in the chat or not. I am over on TikTok and Instagram and Little Red Note, aka Sha Hongshi. So you can follow me over there. You can follow me here on YouTube or Twitch, whichever streaming platform you are on. I post roughly twice a week. Generally, I'm always here one day a week, with the second day, Sunday, kind of being the one that ends up being more in flux than any others. But I will be back on Sunday for a fun, chill, Infinity Nikki gaming stream. So I'll be back then. Yeah. I hope you all have a great week. And I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you. Bye bye.